Right, so welcome to Paladins everyone. We got a lot to talk about today, so settle down in those seats because what we will be discussing today is related to the future of this free-to-play game. Basically, if you haven't got to the news yet, which I would find that very hard to believe, Paladins recently released a patch, or at least is going to release a patch, that is equal parts good and bad, fixing some of the problems that the community had with the game while adding a bunch of new problems. Which, I mean, no one's perfect and all, but could you please just stop dumping these massive game-changing patches out of left field? Like, holy shit, did you even take a look at your patch notes and think, hey, this is a bit much for a single patch? Let's not overwhelm the players and instead take it slowly and allow the players to adapt to the new fucking biasins. Hello, balancing changes to every fucking champion in the game at once. Buy grinding for cards. Hello, grinding level for cards. Wait, what? Buy this, hello that, buy this, hello that, just... Right, sorry about that, level-headed discussion time, okay? Essence is bad, video version 2.0, let's go, only this time it's on the new system, Cards Unbound, at least that's what they're calling it. So to start, there was a post that I saw while reading the patch notes that summarized Paladins and Raire pretty well at the current moment, basically saying that the game is more like the stock market with the radical changes that are introduced every single patch, which I'm inclined to support because every patch at the current moment feels like an essay someone stretched out in order to meet a 1,000-word requirement. You know, sometimes no change is a good change, kind of like, you know, net neutrality, you fucking wanker. But no, apparently they just gotta add it. They just gotta change stuff for absolutely no reason, even though no one asked for it. But yeah, with that said, let's actually take a look at the changes being introduced in patch OB64. It's currently in PTS. Before I begin, I can already hear the defenders crying out that it's in PTS, it's not final yet, the developers need our feedback to improve the system before it goes live. Which, yes, I agree that they do indeed need our feedback. However, that doesn't change the fact that if the core of a system is shit, you know, no matter how much they polish it up, make it look all shiny, roll it in glitter, all that kind of stuff, the fact remains, it's still shit. There's no changing that. There are problems that lie innately in the new Cards Unbound system that no amount of balancing or feedback can remove. A problem known as RNG, or in simpler terms, luck. Which is something that no matter how it's implemented, if you have a system that's based on how lucky you are, and it is a system that can affect your performance while playing a match, it's always going to be a bad system. Okay, the only time I would ever not complain about RNG or luck in a video game is if that system is entirely based on cosmetic items. Okay, it's exactly what I said when they introduced the Essence system. That also had a lot of luck involved in it, and it's exactly what I will say now with the Cards Unbound system. But to lighten up the mood, let's actually start with the good stuff. So Essence is now completely removed from Paladins. Admittedly, it's now being replaced with something even worse. How the fuck did you even do that? But it is a start. All the cards are now free to players from the beginning, which is good, as you now can make any loadouts you want even if you are a new player. Unfortunately, you now have to level up those cards so they actually can provide noticeable stat boost. And the only way to level up cards is to open chests or loot boxes and get duplicates, which means that everything is luck based. And because there's so many cards, the chance of you actually leveling up the cards that you like are extremely thin. Casual matches will also be completely violated because of this, since balance will always be based on what cards you have leveled up. And now, since that is based on luck, do you see how no amount of tweaking can fix this? It doesn't matter, okay? Even just making it easier to get cards, just solving the grinding problem, it won't solve the inherent problem that you're still relying on yourself to get extremely lucky in order to get the cards you like, because you can still get duplicates for max level cards. Okay, and apparently their solution to this, get this, their solution is if you get a duplicate for a card that's already at max level, assuming you even reached that, because once again there's a ton of cards in Paladins, is to give you gold, so that you can buy more loot boxes, so that you can gamble for more cards. Whatever happened to just buying the cards that you want, you know? Just, oh my god. You can also forget about experimenting with loadouts, since you can't adjust how many points you want to put into your cards anymore. Now, they're based on levels, right? So you can't adjust the points. Before you can just, you know, say, oh, I want this card to be this strong, I want this card to be this strong, etc, etc. Then there was a point limit. Now you can't do any of that anymore. There's no more tweaking. There's no more trying to find an interesting or dumb loadout that works. You're stuck with whatever you got through luck. Competitive matches are also facing a big problem as well because of this. All cards are set at level 3 for competitive matches, which, yes, that is balance, quote unquote, but that's also extremely boring. Because what that means is, in competitive matches, all people are going to do is pick the 5 best cards and put it in their loadout. No more experimenting, as I said before. No more trying to one-up your enemy with a really good loadout that no one ever seen before. No more trying out new strategies with different loadouts. No, you basically choose whatever cards give you the best stats, put it in your loadout, and then jump into competitive play. And it's the same for casual matches. You pick the cards that you have leveled up the highest, and you put it in your loadout. No, it's bad. You know, besides the inherent luck-based system of actually leveling up the cards, there's also the bad part of it just makes the game extremely boring to play. It's like Hi-Rez saw what EA was doing and thought that was a fucking amazing idea, and then they chose to ignore all the backlash that EA got and then hope that because their game was free to play that the community would be fine with it. Which, if you take a look at Reddit for Paladins right now, they're not. Let's be honest here though. Reddit isn't the best place to expect equal opinions for both sides, but yeah, if you look at all the other posted online, you know, the forums, news, I don't think Reddit is the only one complaining about this change. A statement that I saw from Hi-Rez is that they realize that 90% of their players don't buy microtransactions, which is probably why the new system seems to be targeting the 10% that do indeed buy. And I believe what the industry calls them is whalers. However, the one thing that to keep in mind is that whalers are more reluctant to cough off money when they aren't sure that a game is going to survive, or when they aren't sure if the game has a healthy population. Because why spend money on something if there isn't someone to use that something against? Right? It just makes sense. That's just logic. And this isn't even mentioning the fact that the new patch will also fuck the people who have already spent money on the game. There was a guy who spent, I believe, $1,000 to unlock all of the loadout cards for the champions by buying the loot-based chests when with the essence system, by the way. Only to find out that now in the new patch, everyone gets those cards for free. So there was literally no point of him buying the loot chests in order to unlock those cards. And now, instead, he has to level up those cards. And the only way of doing so is hope he gets lucky. Again. Oh my god. So Hi-Rez is not only fucking with players who play the game for free, they're also fucking with players who actually spent a lot of money on the game already. Are you starting to understand why this new system just does not work, okay? No amount of feedback, no amount of tweaking can fix it. It's just inherently bad, okay? It's in the core of the damn system. You can't change the numbers. And there's just so much to talk about for this patch, OB64. Now, as I said before, it is in PTS. Hopefully, they cancel it. But the thing is, even if they don't add the new Cards Unbound system that everyone is talking about, there are other stuff in this patch that are equally as bad. You know, different balancing between casual and competitive mode. Before, you can just jump into casual if you want to practice before competitive. They also have more legendaries and champion changes, even though we have no idea how that will play out. They basically changed every single champion. They balance every single champion. We have no idea how that's going to interact with each other. It's just going to be a fuckfest. God damn it, Hi-Rez. You ruined Tribe Ascend, you ruined Global Agenda, and now you're at the crossroad of ruining Paladins. if you purposely want Paladins to fail, so you can move on to a new game, which is sort of my theory at the current moment. I know, putting on the tinfoil hat at the moment, okay, but let's be honest here. My bet is that Hi-Rez next game will be something in the Battle Royale genre. Their partner, Tencent, is already doing it in China. They introduced a new game called Ropa, I think it was? Yeah, something like that. But the thing is, you know, if you want this game to fail so you can move on to a new project, don't do it while mocking and insulting the players as you do it. That's just my personal opinion, okay? Also, that was way too dramatic for me, so I need to end this on a more light-hearted note. Don't worry, guys! It's in beta!